Hey guys, welcome back to the Psychic Shari YouTube channel. We've got another good show ahead of you today. Hopefully, our uh, technology issues are behind us. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't I don't think so because when you were talking, I was getting the countdown again.
Oh, well, all right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, maybe it was just you. Hopefully, I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so we don't have a scheduled reading for tonight. Normally, sure, we give a mini read to one of our channel subscribers. We don't have that. Uh, Instead, we got a great video premiere for you tonight. Dolores Cannon should be a really good video on that one. Uh, Sherry's going to do another celebrity vision for you, and then Sherry's going to do some alphabet messages. And also, anybody that logs on, posts a comment, wants a reading, Sherry will give you a reading. Um, just post it in the chat, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. So. Why don't we go ahead and start by premiering our video about Dolores Cannon. Hopefully, most people are aware of who she is. She was a pioneer hypnotherapist, author, past life regressionist, known for her groundbreaking work in metaphysical exploration. Over her 40-year career, she developed her own hypnosis technique called quantum healing hypnosis, which allows clients to access past lives and higher consciousness states. She's written over 19 books, including Convoluted Universe and Between Death and Life. Many of her theories are pretty controversial, and they cover things like UFOs, Atlantis, star seeds, and reincarnation. So join us as we attempt to unpack her theories and determine, was Dolores Cannon right?
Imagine a world where Earth splits into two realities, one chaotic and crumbling, the other rising into peace and higher consciousness. Imagine you're not here by accident, but because your soul chose to help during humanity's most important shift, to help raise the vibration of the entire planet. That's exactly what Dolores Cannon claimed was happening, and she said this decades ago. And now, with spiritual awakenings on the rise, massive global upheaval, and more people searching for meaning than ever before, people everywhere are waking up. In this video, we'll explore her most fascinating discoveries and groundbreaking teachings, the spiritual shift she predicted, and whether it's unfolding in front of our very eyes right now. Are we living in the exact moment she described? Join us as we hope to answer the question, Dolores Cannon. Was she right? Dolores Cannon began her career in the 1960s as a traditional hypnotherapist, working alongside her husband. But in the 1980s, something changed. During a past life regression, clients began describing bizarre, otherworldly experiences. Lifetimes not only in the past, but on other planets, and even as non-human beings. She didn't dismiss them. She documented everything. And this set her on a 40-year journey that would result in over 17 books, a worldwide following, and a body of work that reshaped how many view reality. She developed a process that taps into what she called the subconscious, or higher self. This process is called quantum healing hypnosis technique. Through deep trance sessions, her clients, thousands of people across different cultures and belief systems, revealed eerily similar messages about Earth, the soul, the afterlife, and our place in the cosmos. Let's dive into her most powerful and controversial teachings, ideas that challenge our understanding of life, death, and the universe itself. Cannon said that after World War II, the Earth sent out a call for help, and that souls from higher dimensions answered. These volunteers came in waves. The first wave were the pioneers, born in the 50s and 60s, often quiet, withdrawn, sensitive. They didn't want to be here, but they had a mission. The second wave, born in the 70s and 80s, are the energy holders, healers and empaths. They didn't need to do, they just needed to be. The third wave? Young souls, children born with incredible awareness, sometimes called crystal or indigo children, born awake, tech-savvy, spiritually aware. Their mission? To anchor light, shift the vibration of humanity, and guide us into a new age. All came to help Earth evolve. Canon's most debated concept was the splitting of Earth into two realities. Not a physical split, but a vibrational one. She said, "We are separating. One Earth will remain in turmoil. The other, what she called the new Earth, will rise into love, peace, and unity. We aren't taken there. We align with it, through intention, healing, and vibration. You don't earn your way in. You choose your way in. You choose your path not by religion or belief, but by vibration, emotion, and intention. In today's world, it's not hard to see a divide. Those stuck in fear and anger, and those awakening to inner peace, unity, and spiritual truths. Using her quantum healing hypnosis technique, many clients recalled lifetimes not on Earth, but in star systems, spaceships, or other dimensions entirely. People described lives as light beings. These weren't dreams. They were vivid, emotional, real memories. Canon believed we are multidimensional souls who've lived all over the universe, and some of us came here just for this time. Some described being part of councils that guide Earth. Others spoke of being seated on this planet as part of a galactic experiment. Canon said these weren't dreams or imagination, but suppressed soul memories. Are we truly citizens of the universe, just now beginning to remember? One of the most powerful parts of this QHHT is the healing it provides. Canon said the higher self could instantly heal the body if the lesson behind the illness was understood. For many, these sessions were not only healing, but life-altering. Some clients overcame lifelong conditions after understanding a past life trauma. A man with severe neck pain recalled a past life where he was hanged. After the session, the pain was gone. She believed the body is just a vehicle. The real you never dies. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Because so much of what Dolores predicted appears to be happening right now. Increased polarity and division in society. Collapse of outdated systems. Governments, money, education. People waking up, questioning their purpose, turning to meditation and healing. Young people rejecting rigid norms and seeking meaning. Earth experiencing weather extremes and frequency changes. She said this would happen. She said we'd go through a period of chaos before clarity, a spiritual shaking to push humanity toward evolution. She called it the shift, a time when the old would break down and the new would rise, not from governments, not from religion, but from within each of us. Of course, not everyone believes in Canon's work. Skeptics say hypnosis isn't reliable, that it can lead to suggestibility. Clients might fabricate memories, even unintentionally. Others say her conclusions are too far-fetched or not grounded in science, that people might be creating these stories subconsciously. But here's the mystery. How do we explain thousands of unrelated people sharing the exact same core visions, the same cosmic truths, from other lifetimes, off-planet memories, even messages from the same beings, and many left these sessions healed, emotionally and physically? Can all of them be imagining the same thing? Or are they tapping into something greater? You don't have to believe in New Earth or past lives to feel it. Something is shifting. Have you noticed time feels a little different? Faster? That your emotions are stronger? People are awakening? That your dreams are more vivid? That old parts of your life are falling away, even relationships or jobs? You might feel like you're shedding an old skin, a craving for peace you never felt before. Maybe you're not losing your mind. Maybe you're remembering who you really are. Maybe we are already in the middle of the split, and every moment we choose, through thought, action, and energy, where we align. Dolores believed that the shift would not be obvious. It won't be broadcast. It would be subtle, internal, personal, quiet, internal. You would feel it, and maybe you already have. Since her passing in 2014, Dolores Cannon's legacy has grown. Her work has only expanded. Her therapy is now taught worldwide. Her books are read in dozens of languages, and more people every day discover her teachings, just when they need them most. People are discovering Dolores Cannon at just the right time, when they're ready. So, was Dolores Cannon right? If her teachings stirred something in you, if you felt the shift yourself, maybe you already have your answer. Maybe we can't measure it with instruments, but for many, her teachings feel more real than ever. The dreams, the synchronicities, the pull towards something greater. They're not random, they're reminders that you're here for a reason, that your soul chose this time for a purpose. If this sparked something inside you, like and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into spiritual truths. Share this with someone awakening right now. They may just need to hear this. And remember what Dolores said, you are a powerful being. You just forgot.
All right. Very interesting.
Yeah.
The QHHT past life regression that she created is being used by thousands of hypnotists throughout the world. It's really crazy. Very interesting.
I love Dolores Cannon. I have followed her for years and listened to all of her YouTubes, and there are people that you can Google that that do that in your area, that will do her kind of hypnosis on you.
Yeah, I know. We had Jane Hildebrand on,
Yeah.
so past life regression, talking about all of her experiences, and um, it's interesting. I always wanted to kind of do a past life regression. I know Jane had offered it to us, but
Yeah.
did you ever have you ever had a past life regression?
I did. Gosh, it's been many years ago, and it's a quite a long process.
Yeah,
Like,
hours I've heard.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I didn't do it in person. I kind of wish I would have. I did it through Skype, which I don't know. I think if I had my choice, I would rather do it in person. Um, but yeah, it takes a lot of doing, and with me, I think it depends on who does it too, because I mean, not that I felt like I was making a lot of stuff up, but I could see where people would think that.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I'd like to do another one just to try it. Like I said, it's been many years ago. Um, but yeah, there's can be a lot, like on that video it said healing of the body, just all kinds of things can come out of that.
yeah. I know. I've tried some of those YouTube videos and some of those Spotify audio videos on past life regression, the kind of a self hypnosis thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't. It's hard for me to tell whether my mind was just making it up or I was actually there. You know,
Yeah.
I can see where some of the skeptics of Dolores Cannon were right about the fact that some people they may very well believe that they're traveling back through past lives, but it could be just their strong imaginations.
Well, I think my expectations were really high because I might have talked about this on another show. I did a meditation and I was asking Irene, my joy guide, how did I meet you? And I came out of my body and I was floating face down in a pond and I could feel the water and everything. And my head was turned to the side and my eyes were open and water was coming up over my eyes. And I knew I was dead. I could feel everything. And when I came out of that meditation, water shot out of my nose and mouth.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I, I was thinking that maybe during that hypnosis that I would really transport there. So
Yeah.
I think maybe I was kind of let down a little bit.
Uh, hmm. Well, I don't know. It's just really interesting to talk about, think about.
Mhm.
Why don't we move on to your celebrity visions?
Okay.
So now we're going to go through a vision board Sherry's created for a specific celebrity in the spotlight recently. Uh, in in creating these vision boards, she begins with meditation and focuses on a certain person, asking her spirit guides to provide her with insight on the person. She's then presented with various pictures from her guides and is provided the messages that these pictures represent. So, Sherry, today we're going to do a vision board on Diddy, right?
Yep.
I smile a little bit um, when I think about Diddy. I first ask, is that his first name or last name? I don't.
I don't know either.
I have no idea really who this guy is before just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
News. I watch the news and I've seen him. He's some sort of magician, I think, right? Um,
I'm with you. I'm always busy. I don't get a lot of time to
and
watch TV, or I don't even know who half the movie stars are nowadays.
I know it's I'm a Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, Louis
Me too.
kind of a guy. I doubt if I've ever listened to any of his music. So uh,
Yeah.
just goes to show you, you can do a vision on someone. You have no idea who it is, right? They
Oh,
just,
absolutely.
this person
Yeah,
just
it's
gets
no different than it's no different than doing readings.
true, true. All right, so let's get to the board. I'll put the board
Okay.
up, and Sherry, you start your vision.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start at the bottom left where you see the little bird and the star. One thing that Spirit was telling me is that one star, which celebrity, will kind of sing like a bird. And it might not be during the trial. I think the trial might be over, but this might be after when we think things are said and done. And somebody, Irene is saying, maybe spill the beans. Um, so if you go up to the record, Spirit was telling me that someone will make millions of dollars on a record about Diddy and it will go viral. Doesn't necessarily mean that this record's going to be in a recording studio. It could be somebody out on YouTube or TikTok, but it's going to really get a lot and a lot of followers. It's just going to be taken by storm. Um, if you go up from the record where it says heart, showed me that his mother might have a heart condition, might be in the hospital at some point. Didn't get a lot of detail on that. It's just kind of flashed. Let's see. If you go to the right, it does say that justice will be served. Um, Even though it looks like he might be getting a really short sentence, it feels like there might be more to come after this. We just don't feel like uh, it just feels like it's going to keep going on for a lot longer. Of course, when we get to the $20 bill, of course, we know he thinks that money fixes everything. A lot of times it can, but it feels like he might be mistaken this time. It might kind of blow up in his face again later on down the road with maybe more lawsuits. Um, and that's where we see the field goal. And it just says that he doesn't serve much time. Money can talk. We're not saying that people were paid off, but a lot of people might be intimidated by him because it feels like he does know a lot of people. And that's where we get the handcuffs underneath. Um, he does know a lot of people in and out of prison or have a lot of contacts. Um, then you go to the bottom right, And they did show me where there would be some protests that will pop up where people want more answers. So these protests might be in all different states around the country. So it does feel like that's going to be coming up. When we see the word hate next to it, they did show me that one of Diddy's sons might encounter hate crimes where people, not that he's going to do them, but people might do things to this one in particular son of Diddy's. And some of it is really not nice. We're just going to say that. Let's see, what else do we have here? We've got the YouTube. And again, videos are going to start to appear on YouTube, little maybe even on TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, things of this nature. It's almost like Spirit was saying little leaks in the case. So I don't know if people are going to put things out, little videos, maybe of some of the freak offs or something. Of course, they're not going to say their name. It will be undercover, but they are showing me where some of this stuff will bleed through or get leaked out on social media. And that is what will spark some of these riots because people are going to want to know why he wasn't held accountable for some of these things. So that's what Spirit gave me on Mr. Diddy.
All right.
I'm with you. I don't know if that's his first name or last name. I think it's P. Diddy or something, but
P Diddy. I've heard of P Diddy.
I don't know what P stands for. We're old, so we should have probably looked into this. We should have probably checked this out before we did
I
this.
probably should have did a little research on who this guy was before we did this. But he's in the news recently. So
Yeah, and yeah, it's just
yeah,
something I picked up on.
yeah. All right. So let's move on. How about we do some alphabet messages? All right. So you don't
Okay.
have anybody on the feed right now or once a reading. So why don't we just jump right into the alphabet messages and maybe somebody will come on and we'll be able to do a reading before we get off. All right.
Okay.
So now Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everyone, either listening to the show right now or through a pre-recorded version of it. It'll work either way. Everyone watching the show right now needs to select a letter. Either going to be an A, B, or C. Don't think about it. Just whatever immediately pops into your head. That's the letter. You know, if there's a slight bit of thought to it, then that's coming from your brain. So whatever immediately jumped in there, that's coming from your spirit. So by now, everyone should have a letter, A, B, or C. Sherry, take it away.
Okay.
Get us our message.
All righty. Okay. For those of you who have picked A, this is the raccoon is coming in. And with raccoons, we know they all look like they wear a mask. And Spirit is saying it's time to take that mask off. You don't have to try to pretend like you're someone else. You don't have to smile when you don't feel like it. They're saying be more you. And a funny thing will happen is people will be more attracted to you or or they'll know that you're genuine and it's really going to come off well. This is going to be the time for you to really shine and just take that mask off. All right. For those of you who picked B, that's the mouse energy. And this is coming in from Spirit saying this is the time to be quiet, sit back, and be the observer. Um, really listen to people because when you do that, when someone's talking, they're saying, don't think about what you're going to say while you're listening to them. They're saying, just listen because you might be able to start to read between the lines and pick up more on the emotion or the feeling of the person who's talking. All right. So if you picked C, C is the caterpillar energy. This is where you're starting to transform. You're starting to grow spiritually. Some of your friends may fall off to the side because sometimes that's just what happens when people really start on a spiritual journey. Some of the friends or people that they know that they no longer vibrate with will kind of drop away, but that's all right because it opens the door for new friends of a different or maybe higher vibration to come in. So they're asking you to stay on the spiritual journey and just to keep going, even if you want to pivot and learn different modalities, things of this nature. But this is what is in store for letter C. So those are your alphabet messages.
Okay. Well, you got a chance to do some reading tonight. First time.
Yeah,
Uh, help somebody. When we post this out there over the course of the week before we get to a new live stream, we've got like 20, 30, 40 people that actually watch the show. So hopefully they can take something away from these alphabet messages while they're watching it pre-recorded, um, which is great that we can get 30, 40 people to watch this thing. But it would be nice if anybody really wants to have an actual reading right now with Shari. Just remember Wednesdays at 6. We're going to stick with that for a while.
yeah,
Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Just come on. Hopefully you'll be notified of the live stream if you can click the alert button. You subscribe, of course, and click the alert. Just come on and Shari, you do a reading for anybody that really wants to. Um,
yeah.
um,
So,
that's what
and
we're
I can,
here for.
yeah, and they don't have to be in person like with you. Of course, like you said, even off the comments, I'll still pick up stuff because
Oh,
that's the way spirit works. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, all right. Well, like if anybody that wants a reading, I think we're done for
Yeah.
the night. Hopefully, people that watch this pre-recorded will like the show. Um, we've got
Yep.
somebody, Carrie. She didn't know how it started playing on my phone. Was asking for help from life. May I have a reading, please? I've been struggling a lot for many years in my life with health.
All right. Irene, let's see what we got here going on. All right. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for your comment. Let me just tune into your vibration here just a bit. One thing that your spirit team is asking you is a couple of things. One is monitor your thoughts. Your thoughts are very powerful. Um, and as you know, we can create with our thoughts. So if you're having an undesirable thought, they're saying just try to think of something that makes you happy, just so you can raise your vibration and change that momentum that might be coming in with the fear too, because we are seeing the word fear above your head. And a lot of times, if you're having a lot of health issues, a lot of us might get on and start trying to be our own doctor and start Googling things. And then, if like me, sometimes I'll think, oh my gosh, I've got every one of these things. So they're saying kind of stay off of any type of things like that that might strike up the fear. Another thing too that we are seeing with you is we hope that you do some energy work because we are seeing some stuck energy. What you can do is focus on the area that you have the aches or the pains or the issues with. And with your intention, just kind of blow out, like you're blowing out and trying to get a fan started with your breath. And that will kind of get the energy rolling, and do it with the intention that you're clearing this energy. So that's a couple of things that are coming up. One thing too that's coming up is in spirit, kind of there's somebody, your guides are kind of wanting to push you and say, come on now, let's go. There might be a project or something that you've been wanting to do, but you're kind of dragging your feet. So spirit is saying, ask for help. and it will come. It may not come in the way that you think, but your spirit team is ready to help you kind of move forward. Doesn't mean you have to go running. You can start out with baby steps. So that is from your spirit team. So I hope this is helpful for you, Carrie.
Yeah. Hopefully it is. Carrie. Her name is Jazz Neat from India. So I hope that helped you. Sherry is not a doctor, but
Correct.
you know, deals with more like ethereal kinds of things. So
Hmm.
um, you are welcome. You got in just under the wire. We were about to close this down.
Yeah.
I did want to remind people um, that we're still working on the uh, training series.
Yeah.
Training will be called Psychic Skills for Beginners. So you don't have to know, or be experienced with being a psychic or anything like that. It's or I mean, if you don't want to be a psychic, it's just to really help expand your um, intuition kinds of things. So
Yeah.
um,
I have so many people that have been asking me about that. I know we're going to start to record it, but I don't know how far out it's going to be before. What would you say, like a month, maybe?
hopefully less than that.
Okay.
We're we're, uh, we're trying to make some space here. I know you've been really busy here lately, trying to make some space. We want to get it, especially the first video. We want to make sure we've got that thing nailed so that people will get.
I've been practicing on my lines
Yeah,
because I can't really remember much. Um,
I know. Uh, I know. I've been trying to get Sherry to memorize lines, but she can't remember two sentences.
I
But
I've been working on this for a long time. You're going to be proud of me because I think I have memorized 3 sentences.
all right, it only took you 3 weeks, so one sentence a week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think the intro is where it's gonna be. Where you're gonna like have to memorize the lines. The hook, the first 30 seconds.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
once you get into the training, it's all gonna be like off the top of your head.
Well, now
You
I've
can
been,
hear it a lot.
yeah, but I've got almost 20 years invested in doing this and training and a
Right.
lot of money. And I've taught before too. So yeah, it's gonna be something fun, and people are gonna, even if you're already seasoned and doing readings on your own, you might still find some golden nuggets in these teachings.
Yeah, possibly. So
Yeah.
that we're working hard to make it as professional as we can, as professional as Sherry and I can do it anyway.
Yeah,
We're on, you know,
I know.
this is we don't get paid for this, so
Right.
interesting. So, all right, Carrie or Jazz Neat, appreciate it. Hopefully that did help. All right, let's go ahead and close it down.
Okay.
Um, as I say, watch the show all this week. Hopefully, we can get a few more people on next Wednesday that want some readings, and we'll go as long as we need to go in order to get everybody a reading. Um, once we start to really build up a following, we've got dozens of people on here wanting a reading. We may have to cut it off, but as it is now,
Well, and here's the thing too. We keep switching. I mean, we started with Thursdays, then we went to Saturday, I think, then Sunday, and then now a different day. But we're going to stick with the Wednesday at
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we want some consistency.
Right. And I'm reading this, and you are very welcome, Carrie. Take
So
care. It sounds like you're on the right path. So
yeah,
good for you.
So if you want a personal reading from Shari, just go to the URL right here, psychicshari.com. Scroll down to the bottom, and the Schedule Now button will appear. Click on that, schedule a specific date and time for the reading, and she'll be more than happy to give it to you then, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, all right. I think that will do it. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Okay.
And hopefully we will see you all again, all two of you. And hopefully
Now stop. It'll start to pick up.
you multiply a few times by next Wednesday. So
Yeah.
take care, everybody.